Welcome to Island Vibe Cooking with me, Rose. Today, I have a good one for you. We are making the most delicious dirty rice with some baked chicken on top. It's nice and juicy and super flavorful. First thing we're going to be doing is seasoning our chicken thigh. So let's get that going. To begin, I have 4 bone-in chicken thighs here. I'm going to drizzle some olive oil on there. Rub that in just like that. Now you can use boneless chicken thighs, but keep in mind it's not going to be as juicy as bone-in chicken thighs. Now I am going to season the chicken. I have a lot of seasoning in here, such as onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, Creole seasoning, Cajun seasoning, cayenne pepper, a lot of seasoning. All of this ingredients will be on my Facebook. Be sure to go check them out. So I'm going to pour about half of that seasoning on here. The rest we'll use it later. Okay, I'll show you guys what to do with it. So I'm going to rub that in just like that. I'm going to make sure I work the seasoning all over the chicken, especially right there under the bone is where you need all that seasoning to go in. I am a little heavy-handed when it comes to seasoning my chicken, so don't mind me. That's how I always make a flavorful chicken. This is the way I always do it. The chicken is nicely seasoned. Now it's time to pan-sear the chicken. Now, I have my cast iron on medium-high heat. You can use a Dutch pot if you have one. I'm using a cast iron. It's medium-high heat. I am going to drizzle some olive oil, about 3 tablespoons, not too much because the chicken has lots of fat. You don't want to overdo it. But once your pot is nice and hot, you're going to place the chicken skin down, okay? So place it right in there. Now, we're not looking to cook the chicken because it will be cooking in the oven. We're just looking for a beautiful color on the chicken. Now, we're not going to cook the chicken. We're just looking for a beautiful color. So once it's nice and golden brown, just flip it over. It should take only about 2 minutes for the chicken to be nice and golden brown on one side. Looks like the chicken is nice and golden brown on one side. I'm going to flip it over. Now this one is a little bit golden brown too much, but that's fine. So we're going to let them get nice and golden brown and then we'll take them out. Time to remove the chicken. They're nice and golden brown. Like I said, they're not fully cooked. So just remove them. Last one. And look how beautiful. Already. In here I have bell peppers, celery, onion, basically the holy trinity. We're going to pour it in the same skillet where we're pan-searing the chicken. So pour that in. Going to give that a stir just like that. I have about 3 cloves of minced garlic. I am going to pour that in. Mix it up together. Now, as soon as you started to smell your garlic, it's time to add in your sausage. I am using Italian sausage. However, you can use beef, you can use chicken, but of course, Italian sausage is more flavorful. So I'm going to pour that in here and break it with my wooden spoon. Even when making pasta, I like to use Italian sausage because it has lots of flavor and you don't have to do a lot of seasoning when it comes to the meat because it's pre-seasoned basically. So I'm going to cook that until it's no longer pink. Then we can add in our seasoning. This is the seasoning that I was talking about earlier. I am going to use that to season the Italian sausage. So I'm going to sprinkle that on here. Now this is about to be so flavorful. Now I have about 2 cups of jasmine rice. It's pre-washed already. This is not cooked. A lot of people get confused. It's raw rice. I am going to pour that in here. Like I said, it's already washed. I'm going to pour it in here. I love using jasmine rice because once it's done cooking, it's nice and fluffy, and it's going to soak all of the juice from the chicken. This rice is going to be extremely flavorful, all right? Mix it up together with the sausage. Ooh, it smells amazing, all right? I forgot to mention, preheat your oven on 350. Now I am going to place my chicken on top of the rice, all right? Ooh, 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 this is about to be so good. This is the perfect family meal. I think the kids will enjoy this dish, okay? It has a lot of veggies in there, plus the chicken. I don't know any kids that doesn't like chicken. They all love chicken, all right? Place it right on top. Now I'm going to place the chicken just like so. Just spread them apart, just like that. At this point, you can turn off your stove. Now I have about 1.5 cups of chicken broth here. This is homemade, by the way. I am going to pour it in there, not on top of the chicken, but on the side, okay? Just pour it on there, and then we'll cover this and place it in the oven, all right? Now I'm going to cover it, place it in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, then we can take it out. Our chicken is ready. The rice is cooked. Everything looks amazing, smelling delicious. It is smelling amazing. Look at the steam. Oh my God, it looks so good. It looks so, so, so good. The rice is nice and fluffy underneath. You see the rice, get into it. It smells amazing. Let me plate it so you guys can see the actual result. The rice is nicely cooked. The chicken is beautifully cooked. And by the way, guys, I did cook this chicken for about 40 minutes. It took a little bit longer, but look how beautiful the chicken came out, and the rice is extremely flavorful. Come take a look how beautiful this is. Now, I don't know if it's the Haitian in me. We eat rice a lot, okay? We eat rice at least 7 days a week. And making rice like this is the easiest way for me to make rice, okay? And I'm sure all the kids will love something like this. Now I'm going to place one of the thigh on top of it. How beautiful is this? Full course meal right there. All right, guys, it's time to give this baked chicken dirty rice combo a try. Let's give it a try. The chicken looks absolutely juicy. I can tell you that much. And the rice is extremely fluffy, and you know it's flavorful. Let's give it a try. Wow. Chicken is so juicy. So flavorful. I can eat this whole plate. It's that good, okay? It's so good, very good, delicious, amazing. You gotta try it. Up next, we are making the most famous tacos on the internet, birria tacos. Stay tuned.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
stories that we're going to cover come from around the world, around the country. Some of them will warm your heart. Some of them will make you good and mad.
McMillan and Morrow.
There's been an uptick in fights at Disney World.
That's because it's hard to be happy in Florida right now.
Every Thursday night.
Yeah, and you're having a great night at Disney World's Epcot.
How you gonna ban Black history? Here are people go through 400 years of suffering and work themselves to the place where they can become the leader of the free world. That ain't no educational value. I'm fired up.
I don't want to jump you, but you don't even qualify to speak on it. So fucking good.
TGIF. Live and interactive.
I need to clear this up, y'all. You are one of the main ones trying to push the narrative that your girl can't cook. Al has been in my house. I can cook.
I'm finna test you out right here. What are acceptable types of smoked meat to put in the collard greens?
Turkey necks.
Oh?
Don't do me.
On Fox Soul.
Don't you do me. Don't.
My mom wanted my life to be better than what she had as a kid. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. You always want the next generation to have something better than what you had.
Next, we are making the most famous tacos on the internet. It's so delicious. Today, we're making birria tacos. It's actually one of my favorite tacos of all time. It's so rich in flavor, it's saucy, it's juicy, cheesy. Such a good recipe. Let me show you guys how to make it. This recipe can take a little bit longer than usual to make, so I'm going to simplify it and show you guys how to make it a little bit faster. So I have about 3 different type of peppers here. I have chili pods, guajillo peppers, and some ancho peppers. They've been soaking in this hot water for about 5 to 10 minutes now. I am going to place them in this blender so I can blend everything together. So let's add them. Be sure to remove the seeds if I didn't mention that. And the peppers should be nice and soft, like literally falling apart. That's how you want them. And this is what's going to give your birria that beautiful reddish color. It's all about the peppers, okay? This is the main ingredients to make birria tacos. I'm going to add about half an onion in here. We have about 6 cloves of garlic. We're going to add in. And I have some peppercorn here. This is about 6 of them. Pour it in here. I'm going to use the same water that I was soaking the peppers, and I'm going to pour that in here. Now we're going to cover it and blend. Now I'm going to blend this until it's nice and smooth. So this should take about 2 minutes. All right, once it's nice and smooth like this, alrighty, something like this, then we're going to strain it, okay? Very rich in color. So I'm going to pour it in here. Now, if this is too thick, you can also pour some beef broth in here to make sure you get all the peppers. Just keep straining it. Once you're done straining your peppers, you should have a nice, beautiful sauce. I have a little bit under 2 pounds of beef chuck roast here. I'm going to cut it into about, I don't know, 5 pieces. Now you can make this recipe with chicken if you like. However, I like it with beef better. This is my opinion. I really love the flavor of the beef Cutting the beef smaller will make the beef cook faster. That's why I cut it small. Place it in the sauce, then we're going to season it. To season, I'm using chicken broth, onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, chili powder, paprika, salt, ground black pepper, chicken bouillon, a lot of seasoning here. I am going to sprinkle it all over. And also we have 1 cinnamon stick as well as 2 bay leaves. Pour that in. Now I'm going to make sure all of the seasoning is well combined with the sauce. And I do have about, how much is that? About 2 cups of beef broth in here that I'm going to pour in there because the beef needs lots and lots of water to cook and you want it to be falling off. So I'm going to pour that in, give it a stir, and then we're going to cover this. Allow it to simmer on medium-low heat for about 1 to 2 hours. Once you cover it, it's time to boil it. Like I said, this is going to cook for about 1 to 2 hours until they're nice and soft and tender, falling off the bone. There's no bone, but until they're shredding by themselves, literally. While the beef is boiling, I am going to be prepping my cheese and my cilantro. So I have authentic Mexican cheese here. I think the name is Oaxaca. You can use mozzarella cheese. It's a great alternative, but this one, obviously it tastes a little bit different and better if you're looking for more authentic flavor. So I'm just going to grate it. When I first tasted birria tacos, I literally fall in love. It's so flavorful and it's saucy, it's cheesy. First time I had it, I think I ate at least 5 of them. They're small and crispy on the outside. The inside is so cheesy and flavorful beef. Oh my God. And you have to have it with some lime. It's like the best thing ever. I cannot wait one day. This is actually a thing that I want to do. I would love to go to Mexico and taste the actual authentic birria tacos. That's one of the things that I have to check on my bucket list. The authentic birria taco. Now I'm going to place the cheese in here. Then we're going to set it aside so we can start chopping the cilantro. Now I have 1 onion here. You can use red onion if you like. This is what I have here, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to dice them into small pieces and we can mix it with the cilantro. Now, how I like to cut my onions, I like to finely chop them. It'll be easier to chew. So, very small is the way that I like to cut them. Now, quick tip, my eyes is already tearing up. I have a bowl full of water here so my eyes don't water. That's what's going to prevent your eyes from tearing up when you're cutting onion. Just add a bowl of water next to you while you cut your onions. Next, we're going to chop up the cilantro, cut up the stems, and then we chopped it up just like we did for the onion, finely chopped. And a lot of you guys probably think, can I use parsley for this recipe? No, it's the flavor is totally different. Cilantro is what's going to give you that authentic flavor. It tastes different, it smells different. So parsley is definitely a no-no for this recipe. Once you have that nice and chopped up, you are going to transfer it to a bowl. Nice. And you can smell the flavor, the smell of the cilantro already. All right, guys, the beef is nice and tender. It's time to shred the beef. The aroma in my kitchen right now is crazy. The beef looks so tender, so beautifully cooked. Oh my gosh. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to scoop out some of the sauce because we're going to use that as a dipping sauce. Pour that in here. It smells so good, wow. Save that for later. And now we're going to transfer the beef in this bowl here so I can shred it. Y'all can see how tender the beef is. I am so happy about that. Now, the beef took a little bit longer to cook than usual. It took me about 2.5 hours. So expect a little bit longer for it to cook. If the water is kind of low, you can always add some more beef broth if the water is getting a little bit low. All right, we have all of the beef here. Now I'm going to shred it. You don't really need nothing really, just use the spoon to shred. Now, you shouldn't be using any effort to shred this. As you can see, just very effortless. It should be falling, melting apart. All right, now that sauce is something serious, okay? It's so flavorful, but be careful. If it touches your clothes will be, I mean, it's not done, but you gotta wash it right away so you can remove the stain, okay? I wanna taste this so bad right now. I have to taste it, I'm sorry, because it looks too good. Let me give it a taste real quick. It looks too good, I can't. So good. Wow, so tender too. All right, all done. Now, let's put together our taco. We are getting ready to put these juicy tacos together. I cannot wait for you guys to see the end result. We'll be back shortly.
Stories that we're going to cover come from around the world, around the country. Some of them will warm your heart. Some of them will make you good and mad.
McMillan and Morrow.
There's been an uptick in fights at Disney World.
That's because it's hard to be happy in Florida right now.
Every Thursday night.
Yeah, and you're having a great night at Disney World's Epcot.
How you gonna ban Black history? Here are people go through 400 years of suffering and work themselves to the place where they can become the leader of the free world. That ain't no educational value. I'm fired up.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Welcome inside the black box.
So you guys ready to have some fun?
Forget the acting studio. I'm here with you guys.
Creativity will find its way. It doesn't matter what the ethnicity is.
Television and movies are the mediums of stereotypes.
Just because we all have the same color don't mean we have the same experience.
Your uniqueness is your greatness.
Welcome inside the black box.
Every Monday on Fox Soul.
I have some corn tortillas here that I'll be using. Of course, you can use flour tortilla. So I'm going to place it in the sauce. You know, there's fat in the sauce. So both sides nice and wet with the sauce. Then you're going to place it to your medium-high heat skillet. Once you have that in there, you're going to add your cheese. Move these, they're too big. Lots of cheese, okay? And I'm going to add some onions. And also we're going to add the cilantro on top. And then we're going to add our beautiful, saucy, shredded beef. I'm going to add it on one side so I can fold it over. Don't make it too thick because you might not be able to flip it over. Then we're going to flip over. Oh, smells so good. Now I'm going to let both sides get very nice and crispy before I take them out. One side is nice and golden brown. Let me flip it over. All right, that one is nice and crispy on both sides. Let's remove it and set it over here. Oh, looks so good. Now I'm going to add a little bit of oil to my skillet so it's nice and oily. Then take your corn tortilla, put it in the sauce, make sure both sides is nice and wet with the sauce. Shake it so you can remove any excess sauce and then place it right into your skillet. Going to add in the cheese. Lots of cheese because we do want this to be cheesy. Smells amazing. I'm going to add some cilantro with a little bit of onions right on top. Then we're going to grab the beef. We're going to place that right on top, just like that. It looks amazing. It smells amazing. Ooh. Now I'm going to fold this side over, just like that. That one is a little bit thick. Okay, lots of meat in there. And we're just gonna continue to cook the tacos until all of them are nice and ready. Our tacos are nice and ready. They are smelling amazing. They're nice and crispy. I added some cilantro and onion just to garnish. I cannot wait to take a bite. They look too good. Time for the moment of truth. Let's give these tacos a try. Crispy, I'm telling you. Oh, you hear that? I'm going to dip it in the sauce and we're going to give it a nice bite. I need a napkin. The sauce is dripping all over. It has a little bit of kick. So good. I had to get a napkin real quick because the sauce was dripping all over. Let me tell you this, if you never try anything that I'm showing you, that I've been showing you, this, you should try it. Just trust me, 10 out of 10, you should try it. It's so good, so flavorful, crispy corn tortillas, touching the sauce and hitting your taste buds. So it's just heaven, okay? Another try, let's give it another try. Ooh. You hear that? Crunchy. You can find all these recipes on my Facebook page, Island Vibe Cooking. Also, follow me on Instagram, Island Vibe Cooking. You can head over to YouTube and subscribe. It's also Island Vibe Cooking. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next recipe. Bye, guys.